Hi everyone, it's Monica and today I'm gonna be going to the book fair with my bookish friends. I am super excited about today because I'm going to be finally meeting some people that I have been talking to for almost a year now and I've never met them. So I'm super excited about that. I'm finally going to be meeting Natasha, Kyle and Joanna. And I'm gonna be with Elise and Bia and Raquel and I'm so excited about today. So I'm all done. I'm ready to leave. I'm gonna be taking you guys along with me. I'm not the best at vlogging in public, so I don't know how this is going to go. But hopefully I will be able to film some clips for you guys so you can hear Gabriel feeding the cats. But yeah, also this angle is super crooked because you're standing on my bed right now. Sorry about that. But yeah, let's go. Okay, so obviously I didn't vlog much, but there were two reasons as to why I didn't vlog a lot. One of them is, yeah, I'm not very good at vlogging in public. I never know when to turn my camera on, what to film, what not to film. I never know. So I always end up with so much footage of random things or no footage at all. And that's what happened this time around, so sorry about that. But the other reason was that I was so overwhelmed in a great way by who was there, the people that were with me. Filippo was there, Nono was there, and Danielle was there. Like, I didn't expect them to be there. I ended up meeting so many people that I have been wanting to meet for a while. And it was so amazing and I just wanted to be in the moment and be with them. So I ended up completely forgetting about my camera. I filmed some clips here and there because Filippa was vlogging, so every time I saw her with a camera I was like, okay, sure, let me get mine. But I kept forgetting to vlog. But that was for a good reason, I guess, because I was with them and I was so happy to be with them. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to be with them for as long as I wanted to. Eventually we scattered around for a bit, and around dinner time me and Raquel were stuck in line for like 45 minutes to an hour waiting for our food. So I kept seeing all of the group from the other side of the fair hanging around and talking to each other, and I was on the other side with Raquel like, oh my god, hurry up, I want to go there. But anyway, when I got there, everybody was about to leave, and I was like, no, for God's sake, at least I want a picture. Like, for God's sake, give me a picture. So we ended up taking a picture. I took a Polaroid as well that I keep next to my Stephen King books, and I'm just so happy for that day. It was so fun, and it was everything I could have hoped for and more. So thank you so much to everyone that was there for making my day so good without probably even realizing, but you really made my day, and it was so fun. But anyway, I am here now to share with you all of the books that I got in the Lisbon Book Fair. I am very grateful that I live nearby, kind of. I live like 10 minutes away by car or something, so I went there multiple times. So I have a bunch of books to show you. I got 8 books in this edition, which is not that much, honestly. I was pleasantly surprised with how well I behaved. Let's start with the first book I got, which was on the very first day that I went to the fair, which was the opening day of the fair. And that book was Morte de Ricardo Reis by José Saramago. I have been slowly but surely collecting these editions. Last year at the book fair I bought 4 books, and this time around I only got the 1 because these books are actually kind of expensive. So I normally buy them at the fair when they are half price, but in this edition of the fair, this was the only one they had that I didn't have. So that's the only one I got. I have no idea what this is about. José Saramago is one of my favorites, if not, yeah, it's probably my favorite Portuguese author ever. So I'm really excited to get to a book by him that I know nothing about. So yeah, that was the first book I got at the fair. Next are some books that I got on that day that you just saw with the guys. And the first one is Landline by Rowell, I think. This is obviously translated to Portuguese. I have all of the other books by Rowell that are translated in my collection, so this was the only one that I didn't have, and I'm excited for having the entire collection. But honestly, I think I've grown out of Rowell by now. The last book I read by her was Attachments, and I really didn't like that book. And the other ones, I really love Carry On, and I really like Fangirl, but the rest of them are a little bit meh to me. So yeah, I'm not excited to reading it per se, but I'm happy to have it in my collection because it was the only one that I didn't have. And I actually had been wanting to get this at the Lisbon Book Fair for like 2 years, so this is a year, and now I finally have the whole collection complete. The other book that I got, it was a gift from my dad. You saw in the clip that he was there with us. He always comes with me to the bookish events, and I'm so grateful for my dad to love books as much as I do. Honestly, this house is just books scattered around everywhere, and I'm so happy about that. So he gifted me something. I pointed to it and I was like, oh, that seems so cute, I really want to read that. So he just got that for me, and that is Beatrix Potter's Tales. I think this is Contos de Beatrix Potter in Portuguese, and I've heard about her for a while now, but I've never read anything by the author, so I'm very excited about this. I think the illustrations are the original ones, which is always nice. I'm also happy to have it in Portuguese so I can maybe read it to my kids one day. Like I said before, I live very close by to the fair, so there was one book that I really wanted to get for ages now, but it cost around like 20 to 21 euros. It was kind of expensive, so I saw that it was book of the day in one of the days of the fair, which meant it was half price. And I just decided on a whim to go there that day. I went there with my brother and we just picked it up because I really wanted this book in my hands. And that is Dracul by Dacre, Stoker and G.D. Barker. I'm probably butchering everything, but sorry. I don't remember exactly if this is the story of Dracula before the novel. I think it is. I'm not really sure. All I know is that this was written by a family member of Bram Stoker, and basically this book was written with the notes they found from the author, the original author of Dracula. So that seems amazing, and Dracula is one of the first books that I read, one of the first classics that I read after I got into reading, and I loved that book at the time. I really need to reread it, so I'll probably reread Dracula and then read this, and I am so excited. I love Dracula so much, so I can't really wait to read this. It's kind of a chunky book, but I like chunky books, so it's fine. So the next day that I went to the fair, I went on the 4th of September, and I went there to buy some birthday presents for my boyfriend. His birthday was on the 7th of September, and I was missing some stuff, so I went there to buy some stuff, and I noticed this one. This is Atomic Habits by James Clear, and I've been wanting to get this for so long. I absolutely suck at getting into a routine, and this is something that I really hope this book will help me with. I never read any self-help books, but this one I've been wanting to read for so long, and I just wanna annotate it and read it back to back and read it again and tap some pages so I can get back to them. I've heard nothing but good things and I am very excited about it, so I will probably get to this very soon. Like, this is probably the one that I'm most excited to read, like, as of now. So yeah. On that day though, I met Mafalda, Beatrix and Beatrix, and they were all so nice. I was so happy to meet them. Unfortunately, I did have a lot of things to buy to my boyfriend, so I didn't hang around with them, unfortunately, but I was with them for like 10 minutes and they are so sweet. So the next book I have here is Tomie by Junji Ito, and this was a struggle. This was book of the day in one of the days. It was so much cheaper than it was in the store. And I went there on that day to buy 3 copies, one for me, one for Beatrix and one for Felipe, and they had none. They had 0 copies. Like, it was book of the day, but they didn't get to have one single copy in the entirety of the day. I was like, okay, now what? Like, it's book of the day, you have to sell me the book with that price. So they told me I could go to a store, a physical store. It was Fnac, by the way, and that I could buy the book with that price. But the book was unavailable in every store. So we tried to buy it online because they said they had stock online. And basically I bought it, and then a few hours later I received an email like giving back my money and saying that they couldn't do my order. It was 3 books. 3, not 15, like, what the hell. So my boyfriend called him and was like, okay, you have to find a solution, like, what the hell, in all Lisbon there's not a single copy of this book, what the hell. So they found a solution, and a few days later I got the 3 copies. I've already given them away to their owners, so I have mine here, and I can't believe I finally have Tomie. It's kind of big, which is intimidating me a little bit, but it's manga, so it's probably fine. I don't know what it is about. I think Tomie is like a girl boss queen that kills bad men. I really don't know. That's just what I think it is from what I've heard around. But yeah, I'm not really sure, and oh my god, I'll probably get to this like in the next 1 or 2 weeks or something. Yeah, so yay! Second to last, and staying with the Junji Ito team, I have here Fragments of Horror by Junji Ito. This was a gift by my boyfriend. It was the book that he gifted me in the fair, and I've been eyeing this one for ages because of the short stories that Junji Ito has. This one is the cheapest, so I decided to start with this one. So I really want to read Tomie, and then I want to get into these short stories, starting with this one. Yeah, this one is very short, so I'll probably get to it very fast. And my Junji Ito collection is growing, and I can't wait to have like a full shelf of Junji Ito's books. That will look amazing. And then the last book that I got, it was a gift for myself. I've been eyeing this book from the very first day of the fair. I went to the fair like 6 or 7 times, and every time I went there I just felt so enamored by this book, and I really wanted to buy it, but I had no reason to because I've read this book. I have another edition of this book, but I really wanted that one. In the very last day of the fair, on my very last 10 minutes of the fair, I was like, okay, no, I need to buy it, and I went straight to it, and they only had 1 copy left. I actually feel this was like destiny speaking to me directly, and the book was We Have Always Lived in the Castle by Shirley Jackson. This was one of my favorite books of last year, and it is probably one of my favorite books ever. And this edition, this is the Penguin Deluxe Classics. No, Penguin Classics Deluxe edition. I love this edition. It has deckled edges. The illustrations are just so on point with the book. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. I love this book so much, and this is my favorite edition of the book. And yeah, I'm really happy with this. And lastly, I thought I might show you, it's not a book, but it's something that I've been eyeing every year that I go to the fair, and that's this little stand that I have there with illustrations. I don't remember the name of the company, but I will put it somewhere on the screen so you guys can check it out, and I will leave it in the description as well. But I got this little postcard of Sleeping Beauty, so yeah, I couldn't leave it behind. I was so torn about what to pick. They had so many things, and once I get more space, I really want to buy one of the bigger ones that they have and frame it and put it in a wall somewhere. But for now, I really wanted to buy something from them because I really like them, and I've been wanting to buy something for at least 2 years. So I finally have something from them, which is nice. I really like supporting those types of companies, I guess. So that was it. Those were all of the books that I got in the Lisbon Book Fair. Again, it was so nice meeting everyone. I really hope that next year there could be even more of us there. I really want to meet so many more people. I really want to meet Lau and José next year. It would be so great if they could come, but José lives in Spain and Lau lives in London. But yeah, I really hope you liked this vlog and haul. If you want to follow me on social media, all of my links are down below as always. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!